bridge, 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 bridgety, bridge, 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 boys. Bridge, bridgety, bridge, 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 bridgety, bridge, 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 boys.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Bridge Boys. Today, Ben brings another bridge for Allah to rank. Is it going to do better than last week's Dom Luis I? We have the second round of the Great Bridge Boys Bridge Off. This edition, we look at historic bridges from the pre-1900s. And then we have a fun tongue twister for our final quiz.
Bridge Boys!
Last week, I presented the Dom Luis I Bridge in Porto, which scored a total of 74 points, which I actually think is quite a high way to start.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out.
We will. We'll see if it continues that way. Could you remind us what the criteria are again, Alid, for us?
Yeah, of course, no problem. So for the new listeners that have joined in after last week's success, the first category, so I'm ranking it based on 6 categories. So each have individual point weighting. So the first one is wow factor. How amazed am I by this bridge? Do I look at it and go, wow, that's the first thing that I'm going to be looking at. And I feel like that's quite an important factor for bridges when we're comparing them bridge by bridge. The second is engineering feat. Some bridges are an outstanding bit of engineering, and I want to give credit to the people that have engineered these bridges. I mean, as a scientist myself, as alongside Ben, we need to give credit to the people with the ideas. Thirdly, the historical importance. Like, what's it bringing to the table? Yeah, I get you're a bridge, but what are you bringing to the table? Is there more to you than meets the eye? Number 4. Did I mention that was 20 points? I couldn't remember. Anyway, all 3 factors that I've said so far are 20 points each. 4, also 20 points. What would I want to run across it? I feel that's an important factor with a bridge, because when you go to see a bridge or you see it, you go for a run, going for a run and seeing that you ran over a bridge is quite an achievement. So would I want to run across it? Some of them, I'm like, I wouldn't even know I've ran across that bridge. Anyway, that's 20 points. Number 5, would I stop the car? Now, if you see this bridge driving through the countryside and you see a bridge off in the distance, would I stop the car to go see that bridge? And that's worth 10 points. Not as important as running across it, because I feel like running across a bridge is more of a sensation than stopping the car just for a photo, but I still want to reward it for its impressive view. Some may think, oh, that's wow factor, but no, maybe it's the scenery that I'm stopping, not the bridge, but it's part of the factor of will I stop the car? Then the last section, which I think is Ben's particular favorite, is bridge Tinder. Would I want to date that bridge? If I was a bridge and I was feeling, I'm out on the market, I'm looking for a new bridge to settle down with, or am I settling down with, or am I having a little fling? Who knows? Would I swipe right or swipe left on this bridge? Would I even super like it? I haven't accounted for super like, but there may be a super like bonus at some point in the future. Who knows? And that's 10 points. And me and Ben sort of decided last week that would be 10 or 0, depending on swipe right or left. But if I super like it, who knows? Maybe this whole point system goes out the window. Anyway, let's find out. Come on, and show me your bridge of the week.
Okay, let's get into it. Picture this: a medieval fortress that learned to fly. Twin towers rise from the
what is a medieval? I mean, just not to. I mean,
how dare you?
What's a medieval?
How do you say it?
I mean, it's medieval. No, it's like
medieval.
Not medieval. It's like It's just like a semi-evil. It's like it's not a it's not a full-on villain of a bridge. But okay, carry on. We can keep going. Keep that in.
You've already spoiled my flow, Alid. How dare you?
I didn't.
This podcast just going to out me for my poor language. Let's start again, shall we, to build the tension?
No. Okay, right. We can build it, but let's not cut this, producer Polly. Let's keep this in, so we know that what Ben said about medieval.
Okay,
anyway, carry on.
Picture this: a medieval fortress that learned to fly. Twin towers rise from the water like sentinels from another age. Red brick blazing against the sky. 7 arches march across the river beneath it, each one a doorway between worlds. Gothic windows peer out like ancient eyes that have seen too much, remembered everything, and chosen to stand anyway. This is not just engineering, this is theatre. But here's what makes it extraordinary, what makes it ache with meaning in a way few structures ever could. For decades, this bridge didn't connect, it severed. When the wall rose, this magnificent crossing became a wound. The upper deck, silent, sealed, forbidden. The river below it, a liquid border patrolled by guards with orders to shoot. 2 sides of one city, separated by concrete and ideologies. Families divided, streets cut in half, a bridge rendered useless by the very thing bridges are meant to defy. And then in 1989, everything changed. The wall fell, the trains returned, people walked across freely for the first time in 28 years, some of them weeping, some of them laughing, all of them disbelieving. This bridge, this beautiful, stubborn, impossible bridge, became what it was always meant to be, proof that division is temporary, but connection is written into the bones of a place. Today, the U-Bahn rumbles across its upper decks every few minutes. Street art blooms beneath its arches like defiant flowers. Tourists snap photos while Berliners barely glance up. The bridge woven so thoroughly into daily life that its extraordinary story becomes almost ordinary. Almost. Because if you stop, if you really look, you can still feel it. The weight of what this bridge has carried, the scars it refuses to hide, the audacity of the bridge to stand, to serve, to still declare that cities can be torn apart, but they will also eventually heal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oberbaum Bridge, where history meets hope. Let's walk it together.
Okay, I mean, I was with you until that last sentence. I felt like, you'd built it up. Let's walk it together. You know, if you're doing a tour of Berlin, I feel like you're going to be on one of those open top roof buses, and let's take a stop. Let's walk it together. Let's take the history in as we walk across this bridge.
Did that kill the drama from it, do you think?
It didn't kill the drama. I loved you built it up. You built it up. And then there was just that, it was that line brought me back to reality. And to be honest, I was getting swept away in the emotion of it. I haven't even seen this bridge yet, but the wow factor was going to be really high. But I've been brought back down to earth. I'm ready to cast a judgment.
Okay.
If you can show me the bridge, and I will cast my judgment.
So, for the listeners, this is the Oberbaum Bridge in Berlin. I might be pronouncing that very poorly. Producer Polly would be able to pronounce it better. So, have a Google of this bridge, please.
Oh, wow. Okay, that I have never seen a bridge like that. It almost looks like you're casting your eye at almost like a Disney scene. It looks almost surreal. In the center of a city, there's this bridge that is standing out. It's not just sitting on the river, it's owning the river. That's what it's doing.
It is.
I mean, that's impressive. It's not got the height or
Nope.
the grandeur of some suspension bridges, but it has got a significant amount of wow. Now you've shown me the inside of the bridge. You for the listeners, he's shown me what it's like to walk across the bridge. Now that doesn't, it looks pretty on the outside, but maybe the personality on the inside doesn't match what I'm seeing on the outside. It doesn't fill me with joy as such. And these photos that I'm seeing on Google are very much they've been edited, so the red is becoming more prominent, and then you see photos that are less red. So I'm gonna is it is in a dark, dreary, grey Berlin day, this bridge without a U-Bahn going across it doesn't it's not I was taken away with it initially. Now the wow factor was there, and if I'm basing it just on the wow, the initial wow was very strong, but the longevity of the wow was cut short by looking at these different images. So in terms of the overall points that I'm going to give this bridge for the wow factor alone, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 13.
Okay. Hmm.
I'm
Okay.
gonna give it a 13 because I want to give it credit for the way it made me feel. And this may still be the aftermath of your majestic story of this bridge. And I feel like when we come to historical importance, this will score quite highly. However, in terms of the wow factor, I'm giving it a 13, and I'm locking that in. What's your sort of initial thoughts on that?
I think that's fair. So I visited this bridge and it's incredible. It is incredible. I think 13 is a fair wow factor. It's a really cool bridge, but your jaw doesn't drop. Your mind goes, wow, that is a cool bridge, but you're not taken away by it. So I think 13 is a fair score. I like that you've gone ahead with the wow factor. I would like to give you some more hard facts about this bridge, though, Aled, before we go too far. I think the wow doesn't get affected by these stats, but it may well
Okay,
play into
okay.
some of the other ones.
I may be able to tinker with some of the points if things get, if you mention a fact to me that has taken my breath away, and I have to pick up my jaw from the floor, as you've
Mm.
sort of mentioned, then we can adjust accordingly. But I'm sticking with 13, but please do carry on with the facts, because next we're going on to the engineering feat, and I assume you have some facts for me about that.
I do, I do. So the designer of this bridge, Otto Stan, who was both an architect and a government official, and they created this in the style of a medieval city gate. I'm never
Uh,
going to learn
uh,
how to say medieval.
I mean, no, that's the way Otto's the right name, right? He was going for a medieval because it does look a little bit evil.
It
You know,
does, it
the
does.
bridge does give a little bit evil. They didn't want it to be medieval. They wanted it to be a little bit evil.
Mm.
It's almost satanic.
Yes, it's a double-decked bridge again. I've given you two double. I mean, you can see where I'm going, right, Alid? I like a double-deck bridge.
You love a double decker.
Yeah, similar to the Dom Luis. It's got the tram, the U-Bahn, whatever you want to call it, up top, and you've got
Yeah,
road and pedestrian towards the bottom. It's not as high. We know this. It's not as high as the Dom Luis Bridge. I
no.
believe. Actually, you know what? It's so not high. I don't even have any stats for you of how high it is, but I can tell you the total length is 150 meters, which is not short. It is a long bridge. And
It's a
it's
long
got
boy.
two distinctive towers, which look, I think this is what makes it look evil, right? They
Yeah,
look tactical, they look like they're ready for war. And you might have
yeah.
noticed, Aled, that one of them is octagonal and the other one is round.
I had not noticed that. I mean, there's my attention to detail for you. In my my employers don't listen to this podcast, hopefully. So, yeah, no, I hadn't noticed. I hadn't noticed that at all.
Why this is the case, I don't know. But what I can tell you is above each of these, one of them has the Berlin Bear on top, and the other has the Brandenburg Eagle on top.
I mean, you've teased me with pointing out the fact that it's octagonal and spherical, and then told me, or not, or circular, and then told me you just don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a letdown. I mean, if anybody who's listening who would know why this these turrets or towers are shaped in that way, and that will be greatly appreciated because I'm feeling that down. But we'll carry on. We'll keep the bridge sailing. Which one has the bear on it? Is it the octagonal or is it the circular one?
Let's have a look at a picture, shall we?
Oh, where's the
Here we go.
preparation? Oh,
So
okay.
that looks like we've got the eagle on the round one and the bear on the octagonal one.
Okay.
Hmm.
Or is it? No, I couldn't think of a reason why, but it is very nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the. Okay,
And you'll notice this bit of steel in the middle, if I may quickly tell you.
it does steal the eye.
Yes, so this this was originally made of brick as well, but had a reconstruction in the 1990s by Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava, who
Okay.
designed the modern steel during this reconstruction. And did you know that the two sides of the bridge, just a fun fact for you here, Alid,
I'm all about fun facts.
there is an annual vegetable fight where residents of both of the towns near this bridge throw
Mm.
rotten eggs, fruit, and flour at one another.
Hey, that is fantastic. I like a food fight on water on a bridge. That's exciting. That's thrilling. In terms of the factors that I've got to weight these point systems by, I don't think a food fight has come into any sort of s-
Mm,
factor here.
might make you less likely to run across it if you don't want to be hit
Or
by an
more
egg.
likely.
Mm.
I don't want to be hit by a rotten egg, but something about it's like when you go on a long run, or you go on you battle through the elements, right? You battle through if you go on a run
Battled
in
through
the
the food
rain.
fight.
Yeah, you battle through the food fight. You feel like you're a warrior. You're a German warrior who's crossed bridges, who's defied the separation of the East and the West, and you've come out of that battle. You've come out of the battle with the eagle and the bear and the steel structure in the middle and all the eggs and all the flour, and you've won. Oh, it feels magnificent. I
Smelling of
feel
a
like if
cake.
smelling of a cake, and is that not how you want to end up a run? I don't know. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm not even
We
on
are.
that point
Let's
yet.
talk scores, Alan. Let's talk scores on the
Yeah.
door. So we had a 13 for wow factor. What's next?
I don't think that's changed with the facts that you've
Mhm.
given me. I'm going to keep it at a 13. And then in terms of engineering feat, right, when we're comparing it to the Don Luis Bridge, now Don Luis I gave it an 18,
Oof.
and this one it's not stealing the eye. Like it's not as impressive of an engineering feat, in my opinion. Now, from the facts you've given me, now there may be people that say, well, listen, a brick bridge is harder to build than a double-decker metal arch that is based in a canyon of Porto. I mean, I don't know how many people will agree with me here, but I think a fair few will agree that I'm going to be giving a lower score to this engineering feat. The fact that the bridge needed to be replaced with the brick, does it sustain the test of time? And I feel like that's an engineering fault that it's fallen, and they've had to replace it with steel. The engineering feat of that steel bit being added to a brick bridge, then yeah, that's quite impressive. But it looks just like a standard bridge that they've jazzed up with some stuff on top of it. Um, and that might be controversial. So I'm not giving it. It's impressive, and
It's still a
it's a
double
feat
decker.
that it's uh yeah, it's a double decker, but it's not a double decker. Like the distance between the first floor and the ground floor is not huge. It's like a one-story building. It's not a double decker where the double decker is sky high and the primary deck is for all to see, and it doesn't take on cars. It just takes the train and the people. So I am going to give it a total engineering score of 10. A 10. It's not filling me with engineering feat impressive. Look at that bridge. I mean, unless you tell me now that it can take on cars, which I don't think it would change my answer all too much, to be honest. But I think I'm going to go for a 10 on the engineering feat.
Okay. Okay. That's sad. I do agree that it's not quite as engineering a feat as the Dom Luis. It's got 7 spans over the river. It's not the biggest engineering feat. It is a beauty, but let's carry on. Let's caray on.
Actually, well, saying that the historical importance, we're getting onto that now, and
Mm.
I think the historical importance is I mean, I gave Don Luis 18, and this one feels like I mean, alongside your story, it definitely has it's worth its weight in gold, and I feel like it's it's been it's been the at the epicenter of a one of the sort of largest European historical storylines in terms of a divide between in a city that there is not maybe not even European, maybe even globally, as in the sort of I know everybody's aware of the Berlin Wall and when it fell. So I think that maybe we will have our first full score here. I think 20 points is going to be awarded because yeah, Don Luis got 18, but 20 points for the historical importance. You can't argue with it. It's been at the center of so many historical events, and especially one that stands the test of times. It's taught to children in school and everything like
Mm.
that. So I feel like that has to be rewarded. And you mentioned as well in terms of the engineering feat, you sort of alluded in your sort of speech how it's been there for quite a long time. Do you have the age of the bridge?
Yes, Aled. It was constructed in 1896, so it's a historical bridge.
It's a historical bridge. Okay. And I mean, I know similar bridges around that time. I'm not going to give it, I'm not going to increase the score. I'm going to keep it at 10 and I'm going to make the historical importance 20. Now,
Mhm.
moving then on to the section four, which is would I want to run across it? But I mean, before I do that, Ben, do you have any sort of thoughts on the scoring so far?
Happy so far. Happy so far. I was gonna kick off if you didn't give it 20 on the historical importance because when you're
I
there,
should have given it less than 20. I
no,
mean, that
no,
would have
I
been
would have
fun to
kicked
listen
off.
to.
Podcast cancelled. But
Okay.
you walk along the wall and then you come to this bridge and I mean, the history in Berlin is it's crazy in itself. And I think the history of this bridge is crazy, just in its own thing. And because you scored it so lowly in some other things, I think it fully deserved the full 20. I am very interested to hear if you would want to run across it. I know that I would want to run across this bridge. Boy, would I. There's no steep incline. It's all flat the whole way. Only
Bridges
people.
tend to be.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true. Not Tower Bridge, maybe. This
When it's
is
opening.
the little jump over the top. Anyway, we'll see if Tower
Yeah.
Bridge features later. But I would definitely want to run across this bridge. I don't want to influence your score, Aled. This is your
Mm.
ranking, but what did you score Dom Luis for running across? It was quite low, wasn't it, because of the people?
Yeah, so it would be 12 that would
Okay.
I ranked it.
I
Now,
can tell you there's a lot less people on this bridge. It's quite a long one.
okay.
It's not it's out of the center of Berlin as well. So it's a
Okay.
tourist attraction to look at, but not necessarily packed onto the bridge itself.
Yeah, you showed me the pictures of the bridge itself, and I mean, it sounds like the viewpoint from the bridge isn't impressive as much. Um, and in terms of the structure of the bridge, it's not something that you run through and you're looking around all the different things that the hidden details. So in terms of what I want to run across it, I think it is dependent on if the food war is going on at the same time, because I feel like if the food war was going on, the type of person I am, I feel like I'd want to be a part of that. I mean, there would be a fair few more people on that bridge, but I feel like, you've fought through the elements. So I would rank it 14 for running across that
Hmm.
bridge. And this is swayed heavily by the food fight. I think just if the food fight wasn't there, I would probably rank it lower than the Don Luis Bridge. Because as much as this bridge is great to look at, and obviously you feel the history, you don't really feel the history when you're running across it. You know, you're going at pace. You don't get to take in the surrounding area. You don't get to take in the history whilst you're running across it. You're sort of trying to get it over with. So, but saying that, if there was a food fight on the bridge at the same time and I had to duck, dip, dive, and dodge all my way through the bridge and come out with flour stains on me and all that sort of stuff, and it does feel like that would be worthwhile. So I am going to give this bridge a score of 14 for what I want to run across it because I would. I mean, I would in the history and everything involved. You know, I'd want to run across it, but I'm not saying that, you know, it's my top 10 I want to run in this bridge
Okay.
type of bridge.
Okay.
You get me?
Good. Good.
The stop car. Now, that's something that I don't really know. Um, I don't think so the answer is would I stop a car? Yes or no? And I probably would, but it would depend on how I'm feeling. You know, if I'm going to see something else and I've got time to get somewhere else, I wouldn't stop the car to 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 go see it if I had a tight
Mm.
deadline. It's not making me press the brake pedal and, you know, needing to get out, but it's not also one that I would just drive past and not to pay attention to. Um, Now for the Don Luis Bridge, I gave that a full 10 out of 10.
I was going to ask,
Um,
is the stop to take a picture another 10 or 0 kind of thing? Is it yes, I would stop, or no, I wouldn't stop?
See, yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it is. However, for this one, I'm actually impartial either way. I feel like I would give it a 5 because I I would stop the car, but also I'm not going to. I might stop. I think that's it. I might stop the car. I'm not definitely going to stop it. I'm not definitely not going to stop it. But yeah. I don't know if I don't know if I would stop the car, and that's why I'm giving it a 5. I'm being very safe and just splitting it down the middle.
Okay.
I mean, if you think that I need to, you know, make a decision 0 or 10, then we can make that the rule. I mean, what's your sort of thoughts?
I mean, you've thrown a big if there, right? You go, well, if I had something to go to, or if I had this. We don't live in a world of if salad. We live in a world of absolutes.
Oh,
Some may
okay.
say. I'm not sure I would. I
Very
want to hear a
determined.
yes or a no to this. I want to
You
know
want to hear this?
if you're driving
Okay.
past this bridge, are you stopping
Uh-huh.
to take a picture of it? And if the answer's not yes, I'm surprised.
Yes, I'd say on average, yes, I would stop. I would stop to take a picture of that bridge. So I'll give it its plaudits, and I'll give it its 10.
I'd like to point out, I think Khaled has scored this quite harshly. And the Dom Luis, the first bridge, is quite a bridge. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
There's a hell of a lot more worse bridges than this bridge out there. And I think if you saw this, you would go, yeah, that's one heck of a bridge.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying that it's not as if I've not rewarded the bridge. I mean,
No,
when I'm
no.
comparing the Don Luis and I'm comparing it to this bridge, yes, historically it's more significant, and you know, in hindsight, yes, I probably would rank Don Luis less on the historical significance, you know, comparatively to, the this bridge.
Which is
Um,
called
I don't know. I honestly can't remember. Um, it's it
Oberbaum.
is it's the Oberbaum Bridge, and yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, with hindsight, I would probably adjust those scores, but I don't feel like I've been that harsh because if you showed a picture of the Oberbaum Bridge and you showed a picture of the Don Luis Bridge, I mean, I would say most people, there will be the exceptions, you know, your history, you know, people that love the stories.
But
Most
yes,
people are
you'd
going to
go for
look at
Dom
look
Luis.
at
I'd agree.
you would go for Don Luis. So I feel like yes, I may have been harsh, and I think you know, maybe because you've been there, you're getting a bit touchy. It's your baby. Maybe this is the bridge that introduced you to this is where you got your feelings for bridges and the history. You have a connection to that, and I know you've been to Berlin, and you love
It's a
you
good
love
bridge.
Germany and
It's a good
everything
bridge. Yeah, yeah.
associated to that. Finally,
I want to know, Alex.
Ben's
I have
favorite.
a feeling I know what you're doing, but let's hear it. Are you swiping left or are you swiping right?
I'm not going to play around. I'm not going to tease you with this one, Ben. I feel like we both know. We both know that I am definitely swiping left.
Yeah.
There's the problem, and I think the problem with this bridge, right? Yes, okay. You look at it on an outset, and you're like, oh wow, okay, maybe. Maybe if it's it's a cold winter night. I'm dark. It's dark. I'm alone. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. Maybe I'd swipe right for some like moral boost, but when you wake up in the next morning, you're probably gonna unmatch. That's how I'm looking at it, and it is a looker, but for me, it doesn't get the juices flowing as much as other bridges that I've seen in the past, and the problem with this bridge, and I think this is the deep-rooted problem with this bridge, is there is there is so much history with this bridge. There is so much emotional damage that, if you decide to split up,
Oof.
that's gonna cause that there is some deep down trauma that this bridge has experienced that I don't think I'm ready to work through.
This bridge has a bite.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this bridge has a bag. I mean, some lots of people have luggage when they get into a relationship. This one has a full Airbus A380 full. Maybe three or four Airbus 380s. They've got so many suitcases, so many
Yeah.
hand luggage. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I just don't think that I'm looking for that level of commitment, especially when the bridge. And this is no offense to a bridge, and I don't want to come across as very sort of looks at everything. I'm not a material guy, but I just don't think it would work out, and that's why I'm swiping left. I mean, would you swipe left on that bridge, Ben, or would you swipe right? Or do you not have a thing for bridges, which is a normal response?
I struggle with this with this criteria, I must say. I knew you weren't going to swipe left. I was
Mm.
stunned. I still am stunned that you didn't swipe right for Dom Luis. I mean, what a bridge. Um,
It is a sensational bridge, but as I said last time, I think it's just too big for me.
I don't think we're going to get a bridge that you swipe right on, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll
Maybe
see.
I don't
We'll
know what
see.
you're into, really. Maybe that's
Yeah,
where we're
maybe we need to
going.
find my type,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you've gone for two very old bridges so far.
I have.
Um,
I have. Maybe double deck isn't your thing when it comes to Tinder. Wow factor,
yeah,
maybe. Like you look at the double deck and you go, whoa! But
yeah,
actually, do you want to swipe right? Maybe not.
maybe not, maybe not.
Okay, okay.
Anyway,
So, what are the scores on the doors, Alid?
the scores and the doors. So, I mean, just to remind everyone, 74 is what the Don Luis Bridge scored, and that is currently in the lead, first place out of one, in the
It's
rankings of
also
of these
last
bridges.
place.
It's also last place, so let's keep that in mind. So with Oberbaum Bridge, we have 13 for the wow factor, 10 for the engineering feat, 20 for the historical importance, 14 for would I want to run across it, and I've made a side note to mention that the food fight is heavily weighting that scoring. The stop car factor, 10 points. It's a yes or no answer. I would probably have given it less, but 10 points is what we have awarded. I say I on with Ben telling me that he doesn't do anything but absolutes. And then Bridge Tinder, I think, as I have stated, I wouldn't swipe right, so it's awarded 0 points, giving a grand total of 67 points for the Oberbaum Bridge, which again does indicate it's a nice looking bridge. It's a nice bridge. It
Still
is
in the
it
top
is a,
third.
it's still in the top third. It is a very, very nice bridge, but it's not as good as the Don Luis.
Okay. Okay. So Dom Luis leads the way still. We'll have to check in next week to see if anything's going to knock that off its perch.
Let's do it. the next section, which we all know is TBBO, as everybody calls it, the Bridge Boys Bridge Off.
The
Or was it
Great
the Great
Bridge
Bridge
Boys
Boys Bridge
Bridge
Off?
Off.
I
Woo!
can't say it anyway. I got it. I practiced all week to be able to say that, and I can say it. Great Bridge. Blah, blah. Oh, there we
The
go. Oh
Great
my
Bridge
God, I
Boys Bridge
myself.
Off.
Okay, well, okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And this week's theme, okay, last week was big bridges, and we started off with a bang. And as we all expected, Aled took a 1-0 victory. And this week is hopefully no different, with the categories being pre-19 or 1900, pre-1900 bridges. So they needed to be built pre-1900.
Yeah.
So this is slightly different. We're not going to have the big suspension bridges that we had last week. The Sea River Bridge obviously taking the crown, as I want to clearly remind Ben. So we're going off into this second week now. Producer Polly has stepped down from her duties with giving us the 3 different categories and has passed them over to intern Jenny. Producer Polly has been involved with a section in later on in the podcast, but intern Jenny has given us some categories, and I have them here in my pocket, Ben, and I have not seen them yet.
Good.
Now,
Good.
before we continue, we do need to introduce our bridges as we are bringing them up for war. So, Ben, as you have to redeem yourself this week, do you want to introduce your bridge first?
I would. I've gone for a very different tactic to last week. Now, of course, big bridges versus historical bridges is going to be quite different. But last time I went for the tallest bridge out there in China. This time I've gone for a bridge that is only 11 meters long. This is a short bridge, but boy, is it historic. I have brought in the Bridge of Sighs in Venice. It was constructed in 1603. Talk about historic. 1603, the Bridge of Sighs. And I'm sure if anyone's been to Venice, you'll know about this bridge. But it's an enclosed bridge, only pedestrian. It's just a footpath, made of white limestone. And famously, it has windows with stone bars. And the view from the Bridge of Sighs was the last view of Venice that convicts would see before they were put into prison. So it joined together the new prison to the Doge's Palace. So you go to the Doge's Palace, you'd be thrown in prison, and that Bridge of Sighs would be the last ever glimpse that you get of Venice before you were imprisoned. So that's the bridge I've brought in.
Would like to say that's a very strong bridge. That is, I mean, it's a very short bridge, and we do appreciate short kings here on the Bridge Boys Bridge podcast. But I feel like maybe I haven't seen the categories yet, but that could be a tactical advantage for you there, sir.
I mean,
so
if length is a category, I am not winning.
Yeah.
But if age is, I might have a good shout. And a little bit on historical importance as well. This was designed by Antonio Contin, whose uncle actually designed the Rialto Bridge. So there's history here. There's history.
There's history.
Yeah.
I feel like your bridge has got a lot to it, and I appreciate that. And as we've we've often said, me and Ben, size doesn't matter. And that's
I think you say that more often than I do, to be fair.
Okay, just for context, Ben is 6 foot, God knows how tall, and I am only 6 foot tall. So let's before anybody gets the wrong idea, that's what we're talking about. Anyway, so
change topic.
Change topic. Back to bridges. This is not anything else than a bridge podcast.
How long's your historic bridge, Aled?
How long is it? Well, it's longer than the Bridge of Sighs, and I'm glad that it's different to the Bridge of Sighs as well, because I had considered the Bridge of Sighs to bring into battle this week. However, that's not the case. I mean, Ben has alluded to it earlier in the podcast, but my bridge today has been the jewel in the crown. of this city's landscape. It's attracted visitors from across the globe. It was built in the late 19th century. This bridge is a worthy opponent to all bridges, new and old. Some bridges are a means to get from A to B. I mean, that's the main job of a bridge, but this bridge, it rewrites the script. Not only do pedestrian and vehicles alike cross the lower deck, and you say I don't like a double-decker bridge, but here I am with an upper level that contains not one, but two horizontal walkways to connect the two towers. Why, you may ask? I mean, why is this bridge being so extra? Well, it's a genius bit of innovation to allow limited disruption when the central pair of bascules open to allow tall boats to pass through. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, I can already tell, for this week. When I take this bridge, the Tower Bridge, into the battle, I will win. The Great Bridge Boys bridge off round 2. Ben, what's your instant reaction to the bridge I've chosen?
I was so close to doing Tower Bridge myself. I can't tell you. It was the bridge I was going to go for, and producer Polly may have convinced me otherwise. So if I lose this, it's because of producer Polly. I mean, it's a beauty. Have you ever been inside the bridge, Alid? Have you ever been up to the top? It's good.
I've walked across the top.
It's fun, isn't it? Yeah.
The view that you get from Tower Bridge, I mean, London just in general is always, it's a sight to behold. I mean, there are many bridges in London, so the fact that it's not connecting a certain, it's not connecting one side of London to the other, but it is probably maybe second to, or arguably with the London Bridge, maybe, but it is such an important tourist attraction for the UK, and it just astounds. I mean,
it's so iconic,
that is,
isn't it?
It's so iconic, and it just qualifies for this pre-1900 bridge. It squeaks in, finished. It was opened in 1894, so just on the precipice of the 20th century, but it was in the 19th century, and it qualifies for this podcast's competition. The architect Horace Jones, I want to give him a shout out for the engineering feat that this.
Horace.
Yeah, Horace, what a name, by the way. If you're gonna be an engineer, call yourself Horace. I mean, that is that is a great name. And Jones, strong Welsh surname. I mean, I don't think Horace was from Wales at all. So yeah, that's maybe something that I shouldn't really talk about, but we are talking about a London architect. But Horace, what a name, and what a bridge to bring to this competition. So Ben, are you ready for war? Are you ready for battle?
I am. My bridge is short, my bridge is old, but boy is my bridge historic, which I suppose is the same as old. I'm ready for it, Alid.
You're ready for it? Okay, right.
I tell you what, if one of the categories is how many times has the Olympic rings been hung by your bridge, I'm not going to do very well. But let's see. What's intern Jenny got for us first?
So intern Jenny's first category to rank these bridges by is the most defined brickwork.
The most defined brickwork?
Yeah, the brickwork on. So I mean, I okay, right. This is the brickwork on Tower Bridge is very impressive. And you've got there's curved areas, there's circular areas, and there's quite a lot of grand British brick that has been manufactured to make windows, and there's lots of little attention to details. However, what I will say that will give the Bridge of Sighs its kudos. There is lots of minute detail on the Bridge of Sighs.
We've got faces on there. We've got a lion on there. We've got Venetia, the god of Venice, I think. is on there.
Mm,
She's everywhere in Venice. I mean,
yeah.
the windows are ornate, even though they're made out of stone. I mean, look at it. Look at the curves. There's a lot of straight lines on there, but boy, there's a lot of curves.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. The stonework is very impressive, but the
Brickwork.
factor is brickwork. Are there any bricks? There is a lot of bricks on the Tower Bridge. I can tell you that for free. There are many bridges that are made out of bricks, and one of them is Tower Bridge. Does the Bridge of Sighs contain bricks? If it does, if we are decided that the brickwork is just in terms of it's describing the stonework and there are bricks inside the Bridge of Sighs, I'm willing to give the Bridge of Sighs the point for this one, but you're gonna have to prove it to me.
Should I tell you what AI says?
Give us what does AI say?
The famous Bridge of Sighs in Venice isn't made of bricks. It's constructed with white limestone.
So there we go. I mean, let's look at the Oxford English Dictionary brickwork. Brickwork. And what's
Brickwork,
it?
the
What?
bricks in a wall, house, or other structure.
Okay, so a brick can be manufactured from multiple different items. So I guess maybe I'm
There are bricks
going.
there. There's bricks on this bridge. I can see them. AI doesn't know anything. Down the
I mean,
robots.
well, if that's anything to go by, then we don't trust AI, and I think we're
I
both in agreement
I'm
that
gonna
that
share my screen with you, Alid. There's bricks there.
yeah,
I can
I,
see
I
them.
trust I yeah okay. That's not a sentence I thought. There are bricks. I can see them. I promise you they're bricks. I think on this occasion, due to the artistic nature of the Bridge of Sighs and the fact that it has stood the test of time for longer than the Tower Bridge and the details that have been added to this bridge, I am going to give the point to you for that particular round.
Look at those bricks. Look at those faces.
Hey, you've
Ornate.
won the point. You don't need to, the knife is already in, right? You
Okay.
don't need to keep
Okay.
moving it about.
Sorry.
I've
Let me
I've
not
I've
get my
admitted I've
hopes up.
lost.
Let me not get
Yeah,
my hopes
okay.
up.
Let's
Okay.
go to the next scoring. So you've taken a 1-0 lead. This is not looking good for the Tower Bridge. Oh, okay. So the next category, and I am getting ahead of myself, but I believe it is 1-1 until you can prove me differently. Closest bridge to New York.
Ooh.
I believe the London is closer to New York than Venice. I don't even need to check a map. I am fairly confident that London is closer to New York than Venice. If you were flying from London to New York or Venice to New York, the flight from Venice to New York would take longer.
You'd be correct.
There we
By
go.
about how many miles is that? 700 miles or so closer. That's quite a fair distance, that.
It's a fair distance, and I'm taking that crown. There we go. Lovely. Even if you were to travel over the North Pole, it's still if you were to travel up north and then back down, it's still closer, London than Venice. So no matter which way you spin it, it's closer.
Okay. Okay, Alan.
Okay. So it's 1-1. I mean,
I
it's
can't
two
debate that
different.
one.
No, there's no debating. Well, that's a guarantee. That's a slam dunk. If you're in New York, that would be a
Unless
basketball reference.
unless we
Don't
talk
try.
about the
What are you
Bridge
gonna?
of Sighs in Oxford.
No, but we're not talking about the Bridge of Sighs in
No, we're
Oxford, are we?
not.
We're talking about the Bridge of Sighs in Venice. You said that clearly in your
We are.
introduction.
We are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Can't change the goalposts mid Great Bridge Boys Bridge off, Ben. That's against the rules. That's in the bylaws. Anyway, last section. It all comes down to this, as it did last week, and the City River Bridge, River Bridge stood tall. Oh, okay. the the category is I'm gonna have to have words with intern Jenny. Um, category is ease of a plane landing on the bridge. I I'm gonna say neither are very easy.
No, I'm going to make a debate here. So, the
Mm,
Bridge of Sighs is
yeah.
sandwiched between two buildings, very much so.
Yes.
So, I would
Yes.
say you could land a plane on top of the Bridge of Sighs.
I don't think you could. Have you seen how narrow that bridge is? The Bridge of Sighs. I mean, yes, it's between two buildings, but you're gonna have to tilt your because it's matching the roof on one side and it's
Yeah,
not matching the roof on the other. You're gonna have to
it's not
crash
far
land.
off.
But you're going to have to basically hover the plane so it lands on the bridge. I can quite easily see you crashing into the Bridge of Sighs and crashing into the canal and having a plane sandwiched between the two buildings. Yes, I can agree with you then, but it's not going to land and stay on top of the Bridge of Sighs. Now,
I think it could.
comparatively,
I
no,
think it could.
comparatively, I don't think it could. Comparatively, there's a lot more, as the plane enthusiasts would call, runway, with the Tower Bridge.
There's a
It
hole in the
has
middle of Tower Bridge. How are you going to land
well,
there?
there's a hole in the middle of most bridges. When you've got there's a great big hole in the middle of bridges.
But
Normally,
on the
you've got your
top of the
two towers
bridge.
on the top of the bridge. Oh wait, but it says land on the bridge. I mean, you can
Yeah, but
land on the
you're
lower
falling
deck.
straight through, aren't you?
But I'm thinking you're flying. You're coming from the south bank of London, right? You're flying down, you're lowering over, and then you land. Yeah, okay, maybe your wings are getting clipped off, but you're going through. There's a little tunnel underneath the first tower, and you would be able to land and be on the bridge once you've slowed down. I think a smaller aircraft would definitely be able to land on Tower Bridge and be able to stay on Tower Bridge once it's landed. And I don't think, I honestly do not think, yes, okay, maybe a remote control plane could land on the Bridge of Sighs. You could make it land on top of it, but you could do that on the Tower Bridge quite easily. So I do feel, and I feel like I can see Ben's face. He's trying to think of an argument, but I do feel like maybe it's 2-0 to Aled, and that's okay with me.
I've asked AI, would it be easier to land a plane on top of Tower Bridge or the Bridge of Sighs? And I
Yeah,
thought AI would cop out at this. Uh,
yeah.
it said it would be easier to land a plane on top of Tower Bridge.
What's it is. I mean, as we've said throughout this podcast, AI is the most trustworthy source. And I'm going to take that victory, that crown, and go up 2-0. What a round of the Great Bridge Boys bridge off. I can pronounce it. I can win it. What can't I do in this round?
Bridge, bridge, bye, boys.
So now we have our final installment for this episode.
Mm.
Producer Polly has recorded for us some bridge names and she's put them into reverse. What we're
Oh.
going to do, we're going to all have a listen. We're going to have a listen to
Mm.
the recording. Alid and I are then going to try and say the recording ourselves. We're going to try and say the bridge backwards. We'll then put the bridge into rewind, so back to forwards, and we'll see if we can work out what the bridge is. And the points go to who did a better job at making the bridge sound like it actually sounds like.
Yeah, and see, play along as well at home. Just for clarity, so we're going to listen to the the um the recording from producer Polly. Are we going to hear producer Polly's voice?
Well, it's going to be
Yeah.
backwards, so you're not going to hear it very well.
Okay, and then could you sort of please explain further what you meant by the next part of
So
that?
we're going to hear a bridge backwards. It's going to sound like
Yeah,
gibberish from producer Polly. You,
yeah,
Alid, and myself are then going to try and repeat that gibberish, and then
yeah.
we're going to reverse it again to back calculate what Polly said in forwards.
Okay.
Roll with me. Roll with me. It's a bit complex, but let's go for it.
It's a bit complex. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Let's have a listen to the first one.
Okay.
Let's hear that again. Okay, so
I wasn't just pre-warn everyone. I wasn't made aware of this addition to the podcast before recording. So
could you download an app for me? It's called Reverse Play.
okay, reverse play. Yeah, I can download that. I mean, everyone else, you could download reverse
Play along
play.
at home. Play along at home. So, you and I are both going to have a go. Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to listen one more time.
Okay.
Schnurt Meinelim. Okay, let's hear what. No, actually, no. Then you go now, Alid, and make sure you record yourself. Do you want to hear it again?
No, I'm good. Age Minemelim.
Oh, I think that sounded quite different. Okay. So first we'll listen to mine in reverse.
Okay.
Millennium Strange.
Do you have a prediction based on that? Before you hear mine, do you have a prediction of what this bridge is?
I do.
Okay. Me too. Okay,
Yeah.
let's should we so am I playing the reverse?
Yep.
Millennium Bridge.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, everybody else, please do send us your clips of you trying to re-record this. But what are you guessing that this bridge is?
I think that's Millennium Bridge.
I also think it's the Millennium Bridge.
Yeah. Let me reveal if it is. Number 1, Millennium Bridge. Well done to us both.
Well done to us both. Yeah.
Now, do we think one of ours sounds more like Millennium Bridge than the other? So let me play mine again.
Millennium Strange.
I think my Millennium is quite good and my bridge is terrible.
Millennium Bridge.
I think mine's better.
I mean, of course you'd say that. I feel like my bridge. I mean, we know it's a bridge. Bridge.
Yeah, but I think my Millennium's stronger than yours.
Millennium Strange.
Yeah, Millennium. Your Millennium does sound pretty good, to be fair. Millennium. Yeah.
No, I think.
Okay, you've gone.
I'm giving it to me.
Okay.
Are we ready for round 2?
Yes.
Oh, I think we're going to have to listen to that again. Okay, let's have another listen. Okay, it's you first this time, Alid.
Could you listen to it one more time, please?
Of course. I'm going to have to listen to it again.
Okay, right. I have absolutely no idea going into this one. Right. Okay.
Did you have an idea listening to it backwards for the first one?
Yeah. When I heard Polly's first recording, I
Really?
thought that's the Millennium Bridge.
Oof,
Yeah.
I had no idea. Okay.
Okay. So, here we go. Yeah. Nix look.
Okay. I need to listen to it one more time.
Snips.
Big Glen Clone.
Yeah, you can't redo it as well. You can't redo it. You have to go with that one. You
I feel like you're
it.
thinking about this so much more. I just turned into noise.
Well, yeah, you did that last time, and your bridge sounded better than me. And I'm thinking about it. I'm taking my time. I'm trying to think how I would say bridge backwards. But
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
let's have a
Well, I'm
listen to
keen
yours,
to hear.
Alid.
Okay, okay. Do you have any idea before we do
No, I've got
reveal these?
no clue at all.
Me neither. Me neither. Okay, here we go. Listen, a
What?
It makes absolutely no sense.
Can we listen to that again?
Listen, a oh, I have an idea.
2 words
Right.
bridge.
I've got an idea.
Oh,
I
can I
have
listen one more time? I
Oh,
think
you
I have
can't
an
use my
idea.
recording.
Okay, yeah, no.
I
Let's
can't use
listen
my
to me.
recording.
Let's listen to
Listen
me.
to you.
Smensch.
Yeah, that's gibberish. I know what it is, though.
You know what it is?
I think it's Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. It's Golden Gate Bridge. In my head, I've gone Clifton Suspension Bridge.
Oh, well, it could be. Oh, okay. Shall we reveal?
Yeah.
Number 2, Golden Gate.
Ah,
Yes.
damn.
Yes.
Damn, I should have. Yeah, she's gone for big name bridges. Is Clifton Suspension Bridge in the big names? I don't think so. Ugh, okay.
Now,
Good,
who
good.
sounded better?
I mean, mine doesn't sound anything like the Golden.
No, I think mine. You can hear the. I mean, other than the laughing, you can hear the G with mine. I think.
Smensch.
You can try and convince me that
I
that sounds
don't
like the
know
Golden Gate Bridge, but it isn't. It's not at all. I mean, let's listen to mine. Listen, a actually,
Your
I
bridge has
don't
got
think
worse.
my bridge has got worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, right. Let's go on to the last. Let's
Okay.
go on to the last one.
Last one. Last one. Are we ready?
Nervous.
What?
Ken?
Nervous.
Do you mind if I go first?
Yeah.
Schnupp. Near vest. I think I've done all right there.
Yeah, I think you may have. Let me do mine. Nearest.
I think that was quite different to mine. You didn't go for the S.
I
Okay,
didn't hear the S.
Let's have a listen to mine.
Okay.
7 French.
7 bridge.
Yeah, you've got that. You've
Okay,
got that.
let's have a listen to yours.
Siren. I mean, mine does sound a bit slow, but it gets the same point. 7 bridge.
I think mine sounds better.
Yours. What we've found out from this is that you definitely are better in this skill of re-recording backward messages. You have the upper hand on me there, and I'm willing to admit that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, who won last week's? So last week's we had the Lego bridge. So this final random section is clearly my section. So the Great Bridge Boys bridge off isn't quite clicking for me yet, but I think the random whatever's going on at this end here seems to be working for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like it is working. Obviously, the Premier League and the Great Bridge Boys bridge off, and then this is like your minor league, or maybe not minor league. It's like the Carabao Cup. Like people, cool, you won it, but like,
Gotta be in it to win it.
Is it really that important? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe where you listen to your podcasts.
Bridge, bridgety, bridge, 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 bridgety, bridge, 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 bridge. Bridge, bridge boys. Bridge, bridgety, bridge, 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 bridgety, bridge, 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 bridge.